landau jerked forward. The gentlemen of the press shouted and swore as their prey got away, the landau heading up St. James's Street toward Mayfair. Eleanor looked back over the seat at them. "Goodness, you've made Fleet Street unhappy today," she said.
"Damn Fleet Street," Hart growled.
Eleanor turned around again to find Hart's gaze hard on her. "What, all of it?" This close to him, she could see the gold flecks in his hazel eyes that gave him the eagle look, and the red highlights in his dark hair from his Scottish ancestry. He'd cropped his hair shorter since she'd seen him last, which made his face sharper and more forbidding than ever. Eleanor was the only one among the crowd of journalists to have seen that face soften in sleep. Hart stretched one big arm across the seat, his large legs under the kilt crowding the carriage. The kilt shifted upward a little, letting her glimpse thighs tanned from all the riding, fishing, and tramping about he did on his Scottish estate. Eleanor opened her parasol, pretending that she was relaxed and happy to be in the same carriage as the man to whom she'd once been engaged. "I apologize for accosting you on the street," she said. "I did go to your house, but you've changed your majordomo. He did not know me, nor was he by any means impressed by the card you gave me. Apparently ladies make a habit of trying to gain your house by false pretenses, and he assumed me one of those. I really cannot blame him. I could have stolen the card for all he knew, and you have always been quite popular with the ladies." Hart's gaze didn't soften under her barrage of words as it used to.
"I will speak to him."
No, don't shout at the poor man too much. He wasn't to know. I expect you tell him very little in your maddening way. No, I came all this way from Aberdeen to talk to you. It's really quite important. I called in at Isabella's, but she was not at home, and I knew that this could not wait. I managed to get it out of your footman, dear Franklin, how he's grown, that you'd be at your club, but he was too terrified of the majordomo to let me wait in the house. So I decided to lurk and catch you when you emerged. It was such fun pretending to be a scribbler, and here I am." She threw out her hands in that helpless gesture Hart remembered, but woe to any man who thought this woman helpless. "Lady Eleanor Ramsay."
"The woman I am going to marry."
Her dark blue serge dress was years out of date. Her parasol had one broken spoke, and her hat with faded flowers and short veil perched lopsidedly on her head. The veil did nothing to hide the delphinium blue of her eyes or the spread of sweet freckles that ran together when she wrinkled her nose, all the while smiling her little smile. She was tall for a woman, but filled out with generous curves. She'd been breathtakingly beautiful at age 20, when he'd first seen her flitting about a ballroom, her voice and laughter like music, and she was beautiful now. Even more so. Hart's hungry gaze feasted on her, he imbibing her like a man who'd gone without sustenance for a very long time. He forced his voice to remain steady, casual even.
"What is this important thing you need to speak to me about?"
With Eleanor, it could be anything from a lost button to a threat to the British Empire. She leaned forward a little, the hook at the top of her collar coming loose from the frayed fabric. "Well, I cannot tell you here in an open carriage plodding through Mayfair. Wait until we are indoors." The thought of Eleanor following him into his house, breathing the same air he did, made his chest constrict. He wanted it. He craved it.
"Eleanor."
"Goodness, you can spare me a few minutes, can't you? Consider it my reward for distracting those rabid journalists. What I have discovered could border on the disastrous. I decided it best I rush down and tell you in person instead of write." It must be serious to make Eleanor leave her ramshackle house outside Aberdeen, where she lived with her father in genteel poverty. She went few places these days. Then again, she could have some covert motive in that head of hers. Eleanor could do nothing simply.
"If it is that important, Elle, for God's sake, tell me."
"Goodness, your face looks like granite when you scowl. No wonder everyone in the House of Lords is terrified of you." She tilted back the parasol and smiled at him. Soft flesh beneath his, her blue eyes half closed in sultry pleasure, Scottish sunshine on her bare skin. The feeling of moving inside her, her smile as she said, "I love you, Hart." Old emotions rose swiftly. He remembered their last encounter, when he hadn't been